I am an immigrant. At 14, my life shifted. Moved from Mexico, in Tecate, Baja California, to Dillon, Montana, ignited my passion for education and broadened my worldview. From witnessing South Africa post-Mandela era to going back to Mexico for graduate studies, my journey is filled with diverse global encounters. As a Mexican-American advocate for intercultural education and understanding, my life symbolizes a cultural pursuit profound with exploration of self and society. This transformative power of education is where my journey always takes me. Arts and culture are the vital gateways that help me engage with diverse experiences and also help me enrich the path towards a more interconnected world. That's it, that's the talk. Fin, with an accent on the I. Of course, I'm kidding, but if you hold on just a little longer, we'll dive into the world of cultural exploration and education. My journey from Mexico to the United States, as I said before, deepened my connection, not only to the arts, but to education, and also to nature, as we can tell by living in Montana and the beautiful big sky. These diverse experiences moved from this saying of experience is the best teacher, evolving from just this cliche to a guiding principle, moving through all of these encounters. Experiential learning is exemplified by the School for International Training. It's a world learning program that creates this learning path that's unique. It transcends traditional classrooms. Guided by David Kolb, who is an educational theorist, and the learning cycle focuses on 4 dynamic stages. Those stages include concrete experience, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation. It's like experiencing something, observing it, thinking about it, and then trying it out. Simple enough. What Kolb is stating is that learning occurs when we turn experience into knowledge, which is significant when we think about hands-on experiences that focus on reflection, which impacts all of our educational journeys. Envision this practical application, the process of it, all 4 stages, a high school theater setting, which is an ideal intercultural exploration learning setting, mainly because we do ask ourselves and students to be able to take on different roles and different perspectives. My experience, I vividly recall where I had to take on a role that a script called for me to read it in an American accent. Yes, you are supposed to react right here and say, "Híjole, what did she do?" Well, this was during the time that I was deep in learning English. And despite hearing the language for many years in California and Montana, where a Southern drawl is not common, I adopted it for the role. And no, this was not an accent filled with Southern charm. Let's just leave it at that. But as you can imagine, it definitely brought some uncomfortable experiences for my classmates and myself. Mainly, if you think about it, there was external assumptions, and on my part, unconscious biases. This moment reminds us how common stereotypes can be when it comes to diverse cultural perspectives and languages, and how crucial it is to consider cultural differences thoughtfully and actively welcome various viewpoints in art and everyday life. Embracing experiential education learning means valuing reflection. Without reflection in this process, our experiences remain superficial. If we go deeper, it broadens our understanding of diverse cultural perspectives. This emphasizes the holistic approach of the learning process. And it's very important when you're encountering diverse cultures. It also opens your mind for new ideas and continuous growth. Such an approach also fosters creativity. Research from neuroscientists at UC Davis, California Davis, confirms this, where nurturing curiosity correlates with increased engagement and individual growth, which emphasizes a role in unlocking the potential for transformative experiential learning. Now, let's pause and reflect. When has curiosity sparked unexpected opportunities, or journeys in this case, for you? Whether it's a simple question leading to a captivating conversation, or a moment of wonder igniting a new hobby. Cultural curiosity is a powerful force that propels us forward in our learning journey. Dr. Milton Bennett defines intercultural sensitivity as this capacity to respectfully understand and adapt to cultural differences, which is, in essence, fosters effective communication and collaboration. My journey towards intercultural understanding had a profound transformation during a service trip in my young adulthood. And by service trip, I mean abroad. Walking alongside South Africans through the streets of post-apartheid Pretoria, following the path towards the inauguration of the new president after Nelson Mandela, I felt the weight of history and the spirit of resilience guiding my steps. Against this backdrop, the display of South Africa's flag, legal display, symbolizes the unity and triumph over adversity of a nation that was moving towards overcoming its tumultuous past. This left an imprint on my soul. This experience was another significant step toward viewing the world from my own cultural lens to embracing diverse viewpoints. According to Bennett's work, the development model of sensitivity, of intercultural sensitivity, this transition is known as moving from ethnocentrism to ethno-relativism. So this involves where ethno-relativism is this idea that our own way of thinking, our own culture is superior, which at times, as my high school experience and that I just shared, gives you this conviction that is based on judgment and miscommunication, misunderstanding. Everybody believes that their reality is the real reality, according to Polskovsky. He is a communication theorist, among many other things. But that perception is this whole idea of ethnocentrism, underscoring that people, we constantly think that we are the center. Culture, race, nations, at times do that. This is very different from ethno-relativism, which champions adaptability and a receptive stance. Now, ethno-relativism acknowledges the diversity of cultural outlooks without imposing a single notion or a single norm as universally valid. So those who embrace ethno-relativism tend to value cultural distinctions and are nurturing a more inclusive approach to their interactions. Now, that was a lot. Why is this important? Among just wanting to relate to others. I want you to remember an encounter when you had of someone vastly different from your own background or culture. Did you approach it with an open mind? And you were ready to adapt? Or did you rely on preconceived notions and biases? Intercultural sensitivity isn't just about understanding and respecting cultural differences. It's about actively engaging with them, embracing diversity, and enriching our perspectives. My journey in South Africa taught me that firsthand. So I challenge you to reflect on your own experiences. How can you cultivate a more inclusive and empathetic approach to our cultural diversity? So as we ponder that, let's continue exploring the importance of intercultural sensitivity. Fostering intercultural sensitivity can enrich our understanding of arts and culture, and of course, our experiential learning. During my graduate studies, one of many at this point, I participated in the National Endowment for the Humanities, an institute in Oaxaca, Mexico, which provided a compelling intercultural experience. Assuming roles both as administrative assistant and intercultural liaison, this immersed me in a full cross-cultural odyssey that deepened my appreciation for cultural nuances and the potential to be able to embody the essence of a community. What do I mean by that? So this program followed experiential education in the following ways. It provided teachers with immersive experiences that deepened their understanding of cultural complexities. These experiences exposed me to Mesoamerican traditions, contemporary art expressions, and educational programs. Looking back at this experience, of course, it was incredibly impactful. But I'm reminded of this quote by Chinua Achebe: "Art is man's constant effort to create a world for himself, a different order of reality from that which is given to him." Those words highlight how art can transform thinking and offer a fresh perspective of the world. My cultural journey exploring ancient sites like Mitla in Oaxaca deepened my connection to my Mexican heritage. It revealed these layers of history and tradition that I hadn't encountered before, and they filled me with overwhelming emotions. I'm sure some of you might have encountered those overwhelming emotions that cultural immersion can evoke, whether it's tears of awe, a deep, profound connection and reflection. These experiences remind us of the transformative power of cultural exploration. As we explore the importance of intercultural sensitivity, let's remember the profound impact that these experiences have on our understanding of the world and ourselves. Mitla, shown here, is a sacred ground, and it's steeped with centuries of history. It embodies this profound Mesoamerican understanding of life and death, serving as a symbolic bridge between the living and the departed, and also, as I learned, a contemplation of our ancestors, of the reverence of the cycle of life, which can be pretty deep, even for a 27-year-old. Edward Hall, an American anthropologist, underscores the value of engaging with diverse cultures. He states that it's not just about exploring a new way of life, it's about self-discovery. Immersing ourselves in diverse cultural perspectives fosters a deeper appreciation for life's subtle nuances and enhances our understanding of others, but most importantly, ourselves. Integrating cultural understanding and educational practices, as I've done, can have a significant impact not only your personal, but on your professional development. So as I explored this experiential education concept and embodied it, I realized the significance extends beyond how it transforms our identities. It also helps us understand diverse cultures, but it helps us how to lead in a diverse world. This quote by Erwin Goffmans, it resonates during this time. Choose your self-presentations carefully, for what starts as a mask may become your face. It just impacts that the first interactions you have with anybody, specifically with diverse cultures, can have a lasting impact. Witnessing, for me, empathetic leadership firsthand made an incredible aha moment. Particularly, for example, a teacher's simple act of listening and understanding each student's perspective, regardless of their background, revealed the power of empathy. This realization echoed in my multicultural teams, emphasizing empathy and its role can be a transformative aspect in leadership. Leading by example through empathy fosters trust and cooperation. So reflect on your experiences with empathetic leadership. Have you had any? Do you know what they look like? How did they shape your understanding of intercultural dynamics and the role of empathy in leadership? I see it as artists exploring mediums and tools in the same way leaders can embrace different perspectives, enriching all our inclusive practices. So this mirrors intercultural education principles in the following way, because diversity isn't just about moral stands, it's also a strategic advantage. But it requires for us to have continuous reflection, adaptation, and empathy. And this enhances leadership, especially in an evolving world. As we wrap up this leg of my cultural odyssey, let's envision ourselves as intrepid explorers. Think of yourself as a kindergartner. We're forging into uncharted territories of understanding and connection. Our journey will be akin to that of a gripping adventure tale. That's what's exciting about this, the unknown, the mystery. Through this expedition, experiential education will shatter conventional norms, while intercultural sensitivity illuminates the beauty of diversity, fundamentally altering our perspectives. In harmony with Maya Angelou's timeless wisdom, let us acknowledge that diversity is beautiful and a wellspring of strength. Let us embrace ourselves in its richness and resilience, envisioning a world where each cultural stand intertwines to form a tapestry of unity and empathy. True civilization flourishes in unity within diversity. Thus, let us embrace our differences, cherish our shared humanity, and chart a course toward a future where understanding leads the way. Will you embark on this journey? Thank you.